Hi, we're at East Lake at Newberry State Park in Oregon. Beautiful day in summer in a caldera formed by a volcano millions of years ago that's made this beautiful deep alpine lake. It's a place of tremendous peace. Ironically, as I'm jogging along today, what I really was thinking about was a book written by a woman who had a very severe stroke. I usually read books about exercise, about strength and nutrition and running and biking, because they're things that I enjoy. But sometimes you find treasures in places you don't expect them, and that was surely the case in this book. It's written by a woman named Jill Taylor. She's a PhD in neuroanatomy. And in the 90s, she had a congenital issue which caused a very severe brain stroke. And it reduced her to basically a vegetable. And she had to restructure her intellect, her personality, her language skills. And it's an incredible story of how she did that. And buried in that story are lessons for any Tuffoldjock. The first one is the importance of effort and will. She wanted to get better. And because she did, she followed a tremendously difficult regimen that was exhausting and tough. Tougher than any Olympic athlete is going to have to face to win their gold medal by any stretch. Many years, just setbacks, progress, setbacks. She overcame all of them, but it took that effort. And when you're a Tuffoldjock, it's not as easy to exercise, it's easier to sit around and watch TV, all those things. It takes that will, it takes that discipline, and if you do that, you will get rewards. The second thing that was really interesting in her book, and is a lesson for us, is the important role of rest to rejuvenate yourself. The brain, in particular, takes a lot of time. And she kind of became like a child for a while that would learn things. The information's coming in fast. She had to sleep long periods of time. My point is not that we need to sleep long periods of time, but when you make great efforts, and a physical effort is very similar to what she had to do as she went through these learning processes, you've got to take that time off to let your body recover. Because what's fascinating about it, the body doesn't just recover, it comes back stronger than it was before. They've seen this again and again in studies of people of all ages, that when they make these efforts and they intersperse it with the right kind of rest, they come back stronger. And the final thing, which I think is the most beautiful thing about this book, is the whole idea of renewal. Her brain was ready to go. It wanted to come back together. Life wants to keep living. And if you pay attention to that and you do things, you follow those disciplines, you make those efforts, it takes care of itself. She came back a phenomenal contributor to society, able to resume most of her normal life. Yes, she lost some of it, she got a lot of it back. And it's the same for a Tuffoldjock. You know, you just keep going, you just keep trying, and it'll all take care of itself, because that is the nature of life and why it's such a miracle. Hope to see you out here.